Welcome everybody back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at a new crew that's actually been put forward to me by a couple of members of my alliance, and they swear blind it is actually a fairly decent crew. But we're going to touch on that in a minute, and as you can see on the screen at the minute, we have the final Battle Pass event, Clear the Coast, basically going out and killing those Eclipse hostiles, which I mentioned as part of the last video, the daily grind part 3, the Stellar. Now the one thing is, now what I said, because obviously a Saturday I normally go out and do my Stellar grind, another good idea as well to help with the Stellar grind is also making sure that you do complete this event as part of your daily grind, but obviously when this event pops up, and in the Apex event, which we will have hopefully coming up during the mid-arc interval. And obviously this can help build up those security keys and everything, because you will need to do at least a couple of trips just to complete this event, but it depends what levels you got. Also, finishing off, we've also got the recruit ROM. I've not really put much of an effort into this because of this particular event here. Is one I absolutely hate because of this: rare and epic amardas. You want me to complete this event, Scopely, please put the uncommon amardas in them, and then I'm more likely to actually compete. But to be honest, I think this was the Armada event I was initially waiting for until I saw the number of shards I was actually going to get. To me, that is not even worth the effort, especially with the Dobbo tokens. Not worth the effort me partaking in that whatsoever. That was a 2-day event, so that started yesterday, and obviously next in recruit ROM as well is go out and kill some hostiles, and you can use your new Ferengi officer as a bonus as well if you use her as captain. Bearing in mind that that captain's ability that she has is a complete and utter waste of time. It's literally a throwaway ability. Cost efficiency for repairs, brilliant if you want to make your repairs cheaper. Fortunately, it doesn't work. It's not much cop when it actually comes to hostile grinding, because you'll probably end up spending more time in dock repairing. So in the long run, does it work out right? Does the balance work out right? I don't know. But anyway, so that's the final part of the Battle Pass coming to an end. And please remember as well that today we also have these two events. Your anomalous phenomenon is go out, smash some of these unknown aliens. If you destroy with the hostiles, you obviously get more points, or you can literally just send your discovery out 4 times by doing the the instant jump, as it says, or you can literally park it in a system, just send it to the next system, literally just send it to the next system, summon a ship, send it back to your home system, again summon your ship back. Jobs are good. But if you want to get the chest as well, obviously go out and kill the hostiles. If you just want to kill it with a normal ship, there you can see the points. And if you look at the hostile level 29 at the bottom, 25 points for killing with any other ship, but yet use discovery, it's 115, so it's over 4 times greater. Literally, yeah, depends if you want to try and get the chests or not. It's up to you. But that's anomalous phenomenon. And then obviously we have our normal Sunday threat from beyond, another event that does pay out nicely in terms of Karn shards and Mara shards, crystal, titanium, and it also pays out as well some uncommons in the rare and gas region. So, which is good for your explorers, by the way. That's good for your explorers. So obviously the heroic there, and if it always up, there we go, and then your normal way, you've got to go out and kill 75 swarms. I mean, we all know the point system, we all know how it works, but again, this is another event that's possibly in desperate need of an update. So, but because I will just add, because of that event, I've also been able to get all the shards I need for Karn. So today we're going to be talking about a new surprise, what was originally going to be a useless crew, some useless crew members, but are we actually going to make them useful? And the only way we're going to look at that is I ran a test, because like I said earlier in the video, a couple of Alliance members made these officers aware to me, and they've actually been really pushing it with the Alliance and saying that no, these are actually decent officers. When you actually do this loadout, it's actually decent with Armadas. So I thought I'd run a test, and as you can see, I used an exchange bank level 33, so to make sure that it was all simple. Now I will say I did win. As you can see, I did win, and the results actually surprised me. So what I'm going to show you first, I'm going to show you the crew that I normally use when I do the Exchange Eclipse Armadas. I use 5 of 11, sorry, as Captain, Kirk and Spock. Now I use 5 of 10 primarily not because of a captain's ability, but because of an officer's ability, which is increasing the amount of loot I get when I defeat a hostile, but also the shield deflection bonus from the officers as well on the ship. That's not too bad. And then obviously Spock here, I use him again, not as captain's ability, but as officer's ability, which is to restore my shields at 750% each turn. So, and obviously that needs morale to activate. So as per normality, you make sure you put Kirk in, who's got an 80% chance of inspiring morale for 2 rounds, which means Spock will continuously work throughout the whole battle. Now, if we look at the battle bar at the bottom, for the Stellar, you can see that I've got 496,000 hull health left after defeating that Armada. And obviously, if you look a bit further down as well, I've got the 10,000 cargo. That's gonna factor into my decision on what crews I'm using, and I will explain that in just a moment. So as you can see, 496,000, and I'm going to show you the battle log quickly. So as you go, 5 of 10 kicks off straight away, and the exchange kicks off with a critical hit. Obviously it's not going to fire anything that I would near what I would fire. So as we scroll through, here we go, round 2 then. So Kirk's now kicked in and started morale, so which means now Spock also procs as well, and that's it. My shields are now not going to drop for this entire battle, which lasts 28 rounds really. So I mean, if we just we'll pull that quickly to the test here on the screen. So 3, 4, 5, 6. See, Spock is still procking. Round 8, 9, and then so if we just go around to 28, or at least a little bit further down, as you can see, Spock is still procking every time. And as you've probably quickly glanced, Kirk is not procking every single round. Oh, there we go. We've got a round here where Spock is not procced, which means my shields are going to drop a little bit. But then again, oh, Spock comes back. There he is. Because Kirk's come back, Spock's come back. So, as you can see, we get to 26, 27, and there you go. Spock's still procking. And as you can see, my shields on that first hit is still taking 13,000 damage. The second hit is only taken 6,000, so which means its kinetic weapon is hitting me big and it's still not doing much. And then I finish it off. So that is the battle log quickly for the crew that I would normally use. Now here's the crew that has been put forward towards me, and this might surprise a lot of players on why this is put in, and I've been trying to rationalize it without asking why they do it, and I'm going to use the officer's abilities as a reason why. So as you can see here, I have Captain Beverly Crusher. Yes, Captain Beverly Crusher, and as you can see, her captain's ability restores shield health points when fighting hostiles and armadas. So that armadas bit is the good bit, because obviously I'm fighting armadas, and then obviously the hostiles is your red dots out and about. And obviously she'll restore 400% here. Now she restores the 400% because of the synergy. The synergy I'm getting off the officers is 100% either side, and I will show you that in the bridge loadout in just a moment. So obviously a normal for her ability that I've got, I think she's a tier 1, maybe tier 2, I'm not quite sure. She's procking at 200% with the synergy, she's going to make it 400% the health of the officers of the ship. And then obviously, officers' ability is defense. I need the defense stats of the officers. And that's 150% to the mitigation stats. Again, when fighting red dots or amardas. Again, as I emphasize here, amardas. So that's Beverly Crusher. Now we're going to use. Now we've used the sun in, and as you can see, his officer's ability 20% to his own stats. Typical teenager, thinks about himself only. Yeah, just think about himself. Don't even think about your mother. Yeah, you know. Of course, I'm only joking. But again, to be honest, this officer, what is the point? Again, he is a red dots and hostas and amardas officer when you put him in as captain. But he obviously needs the attack, which is subjected straight to the weapon damage. So he's literally, when you use him as captain, full on punch, punch, punch. His officer ability is more, no, I'm getting out of here because I'm protecting myself. So again, he's a throwaway card, and as far as I'm aware, he's just being used as synergy. And then obviously there's Lieutenant Worf. Worf, a card that is literally useless. But yet, for some reason, my alliance has managed to find a way around it. Now, we will mention his captain's ability, which is not, for some reason, why Scopely put this in, I really don't know, because it's not a Klingon trait. Run away after a fight? No. They sit there and they will drink blood wine over their dead. If you don't believe me, check the final episode of Deep Space Nine in Season 7. Oh, crikey now, I can't remember what it's called now. It's not What You Leave Behind, is it? Yeah, it's What You Leave Behind. It's not the final episode, it's actually the penultimate episode, because it's a two-parter, and all the action happens in part one. Part two is everything saying goodbye, watching the crew go their own ways and doing their own things. And you will see Chancellor Martok, Admiral Ross, and Captain Benjamin Sisko all on Cardassia with a mug of blood wine. Obviously, Ross and Sisko, upholding Starfleet tradition values to the level, pour their wine because they're actually sombered by the number of dead Cardassians at their feet. And Martok, well, he breaks smiles like typical humans, can't stomach it, and then drinks a bottle out of the bottle of blood wine. So why it's run away after a fight? Scopely, please explain. Don't think we'll ever get that kind of an explanation. But hey, that's his captain's ability. And sorry for digressing so much. But his officer's ability, only fools have no fear. 20% or mitigation against non-player targets. Now, you can effectively class an Armada as a non-player target. Why they've worded it like that, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But they have. And there it is. So that extra 20%, he's going to then add to your mitigation stats. So he's going to bring your mitigation down. Now, we are going to look at the battle log here. But I'm not a numbers guy. If this lot's going to win, great, I'm going to use them. I don't care. Numbers is not really my thing. But if we look at the battles bar at the bottom, as you can see, I'm down to 490,000. So it's an extra 6,000 damage I've taken on my hull. Okay, fair dues. That's reasonable. Yeah, okay. In the long run, I'm going to be able to kill less, but it's not that much of a difference. But if you look at the cargo bar at the bottom as well, 9,273 cargo I've got off this, and that's because obviously I don't have 5 of 11 with her 40% boost. So to me, I've taken a bit more damage and I've got less cargo for it. Am I going to do it? Am I going to keep using this crew? To be perfectly honest, my personal answer, no, I'm not. I'm not going to keep using it. I want that extra cargo because I'm a bit of a pirate, not a full-fledged. I don't go out shooting everything. I stick within my service row, whether I agree with it or not. But I want the loot. And the crew I'm currently using, well, that I usually use, is actually taking less damage. And it is the battle log. So as you can see, again, gone 28 rounds. But Beverly kicks off straight from the start, and as you can see, both her captain's and officer's ability kick in on the first go. And as you can see, Worf's officer ability is also kicked in. So which means that first shot off the exchange, obviously it's not a kinetic weapon, but it's less, and yeah. So, and then let's have a look at the second round. So here you go, Beverly is continuing to put that 400 points back onto my shields. So now let's just take it to the bottom then and see if she continues to do the shields. As you can see, Beverly's proccing pretty much every single round. The other officers are not proccing whatsoever. Yeah, Beverly's captain's ability is definitely proccing every single round, so that looks like it's going to be an added bonus in your favour, because it's going to keep your shields up even longer. I mean, look at this, round 24, and my shields are still technically up. 26, 27, 28. Yes, I've still got my shields up. And as you can see there, 6,000 shield damage, and next shot 7,000 shield damage. And then that's it. So she does work like Spock. She doesn't need morale, so which means I can open up that extra slot. Now, would that still work if I didn't put the full synergy on? I don't know. I didn't test that bit because I didn't actually look through the battle logs. This is the first time I've looked through the battle logs, and that is here on the video with you guys. So yeah, could be quite interesting. Right, so let's nip into the well, there was something I was meant to look for in the officers tab, and I can't remember what it is now. But anyhow, I'm sure it'll come to me after I finish recording. But that's it. So, are we instantly making 2 useless officer shards in the form of Wesley Crusher and Lieutenant Worf, Rare Worf, not Honor Guard, Rare Worf? Are we making them now actually have some practical use in the game? Well, perhaps so. There is one other thing I'm also going to touch on, and I'm going to show you this, and obviously got to go into upgrades for this. Is my M number. Excuse me. Okay, so perhaps that didn't work. So as you can see, mine's 54 out of 160. That can also be a deciding factor as well in your battle with the Armadas. You need it as high as possible. The higher it is, the better it is for your Stellar and shooting and killing and what have you. So, are these 2 officers going to be any good? I think if you got them to a higher tier, that's what I was actually looking for. It was the tier of my next generation crew. If you got them to a higher tier, maybe so. So, but I mean, if we have a look at what tier my officers are, right? So we're going to start with Wesley. So as you can tell by the numbers, yeah, he's a tier 1. I've not got upgrades, so have I got enough shards for him? Oh, it's not going to tell me. Just hasn't told me to collect more. Thanks. Beverly Crusher, yeah, she's a tier 1 again. So if I got her, and obviously as you can see, there's her officer ability, 200%. So put the synergy on, and it's 400. And then Worf himself, again, is tier 1. So all 3 of these officers are tier 1. And I will go back and I will show you the other tiers. So here's 5 of 11, as you can see, tier 2. Yeah, okay, so relativity 200% to shield deflection, armor and dodge. Fair dues. And then we'll have to scroll right to the top for morale. Here we go. So Spock, as you can see, max. When it loads, here we go, max level. My Spock is completely maxed. And my Kirk as well is completely maxed. So that's an epic maxed and a rare maxed and a tier 2 epic, and they're doing 496,000. Well, I'm left with 496,000 damage on my hull. Well, 496,000 points left on my hull. For an extra 6,000 points worth of damage, I can have 3 tier 1 officers. So, are these 3 officers going to be any better when you get them upgraded? To be honest, I think the answer is going to be yes. Will they eventually take over the place of my normal crew as ideal hostile killing? Not really for the low ones. Maybe when they're a higher tier, I can use them to go out and kill the higher tier. The higher tier amardas. But as well, this is not limited to just the exchange amardas. This can also work with the normal amardas out there. So as you can see, there we go. So I'll just quickly show you how many shards off, since the recruit section doesn't have any more. 5 of 11, I've only got 52, so I'm about 20% of the way through for going to tier 3. Here's Worf, I'm only 4 shards off, actually getting him to tier 2. Wesley, there at 42 out of 70, so yep, over halfway. And Beverly Crusher, again, she's over halfway, about 9 more shards, and I will be able to get to tier 2. So will these be better at tier 2? Yeah, I think there will be. There's no question in my mind about it. Will they replace my crew? Not at tier 2. I'd have to test them against a higher level, but I know for a fact that I can use 5 Kirk and Spock on higher level amardas, especially when I'm accompanied with everybody. I did a level 33 epic with this particular crew, the 5 Kirk and Spock, and it took me 2 runs to destroy a level 33 epic. So, will these officers match it? I don't know. I would have to run that test. But anyway, if you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Like I said, as I keep saying, the more likes I get, the further this video spreads. Also, please click the subscribe button. I'm very close to getting 50 subscribers. We are on our way. 50 subscribers will be a big milestone for myself, because it means I'm actually achieving something. And looking at the number of views I'm seeing on my videos so far, I'm making reasonable content. Probably not good content. Maybe it's because it's not spread far enough yet. I don't know. Only time will tell. But yeah, and if you've got any comments, please drop them in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your comments about this officer loadout. Do you think we can actually now find a use for 2 useless officers? Well, in Next Generation, Worf certainly wasn't useless, especially when he got into security on the Enterprise. Wesley, however, brilliant boy genius, always plucking it out of thin air with some random things, especially when he was supposed to go off to the academy after the first officer and Deanna Troi was kidnapped by the Ferengi, along with Paul Luxan. I can't pronounce the name, Mrs. Troi. We'll just say for save me trying to pronounce that name. But yeah, so 2 useless officers in this game. Are they now useful? I would like to hear your comments. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you on the next video. But in the meantime, stay safe, take care of each other, and live long and prosper. Good night.